Very timely topic. Do young children belong at protests? Interesting. So a parent wrote to the Washington Post wanting to know if it's wrong to bring kids that are too young to have their own opinion. So what do you guys think? Is this something that you would like to see? Andrew, what do you think?
Okay, so I'll go first, I guess.
You're our guest.
Yeah, well, I think it all depends on the situation. I know a lot of parents who care passionately about an issue, and they want to show their children why they care and why they should take an interest in things. So I think it's, again, it's a parental judgment call. And I know when I was young, when I was a teenager, I was able to go to the the no rally in Montreal for the referendum on separation. And I was 16 years old at the time, so maybe not a kid, but fond memories of that, getting interested and engaged in something.
It got you politically active.
Yes, yeah. For
You
sure.
you have 5 kids.
I do, yeah.
So are they? Do they have any idea of what you do and your beliefs and so on? Or do you have
A little bit, yeah.
debate?
Yes. So my oldest son,
conversation?
Thomas, he's 14 now, and he's starting to kind of understand questions and ask beyond just the, who's winning and where are you in the polls, but actually asking some substantive questions. The younger ones just know everything by colors. So you're in charge of the blue team,
Right.
and then Justin Trudeau's in charge of the red team.
Right.
And, and so
So
it's
do they
all
ever
colors.
wear red?
Not during the campaign.
Just blue.
Well, I mean, I feel like obviously, the children are sort of the biggest stakeholders in some of these issues, right? They're going to live to see it, unfortunately, probably in the way that we won't. But, and I don't like that this is the world that we're living in, but there's a bit of a safety issue there for me. When you're bringing children down to a potentially volatile situation, God forbid, but it can happen. And sometimes, especially when I see children who are there who are so young, they don't clearly know what's going on, and they're not wearing those baby rock star earmuffs, you know what I mean?
Right.
I just started thinking about them, and I think, are you doing this for the benefit of your child, or are you doing this for a bit of an Instagram post? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
It's interesting you mentioned that because the last protest I went to was last year. I went to a protest here in Toronto that was protesting gun violence and advocating for gun control. And there were so many protests going across North America at the time.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine who lives in the US, she's a son, quite young, and students at the school had decided that they were going to go join a protest in the upper school. He's in the lower school, so he was younger. But he believed in the cause so much that he left class against the orders of the school and went to join the protest and was reprimanded. The school called the parents, my friends, who had to go down to the school and talk to the administrators about why the child broke the rules. And they supported their son. They said, protest by its very nature is supposed to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You are not supposed to. And so they said, he felt uncomfortable breaking the rules, but he still did go and support something that he believes in. That, to me, is someone who is beginning to understand what democracy is.
I like that, and I also think, kids are directly impacted by gun violence. Kids now do, my son has to go do those lockdown drills. There is a very real thing happening. And we saw a couple weeks ago, kids coming out, inspired by Greta Thunberg in large part, they were leaving schools in droves to go out to talk about the environment. And I think in those cases, these are directly going to impact kids. Yes. And I think they should go out, and we want to hear from them. I think it's amazing. What I don't think is great when young people or any people are talking about things that simply don't impact their lives. And I'll tell you a little story is that about a couple months ago, I was leaving my house and I was going to a little shopping area near my house, and there was a group of teenage boys all holding anti-abortion signs, explicit ones at that. They were all boys. And I basically went up to them and I said, guys, hey, are you interested in a world where we go back to where people are having abortions in back alleys with hangers and women are dying? Is that the world that you're interested in?
Is that what's on your placard?
Yeah, because that's what we'll go back to if you continue to do these types of things and influence people in that way. And they just looked at me and they were like, and I said, you know what? This is private property. Go home.
Yeah.
You protested the protest. Yeah. Get out of here.
A lot of times as politicians, we get asked, what can you do to get young people interested? And, you know, sometimes elections don't have a lot of participation for young people. It's one of the demographic brackets with the lowest turnout. So in a way, getting young people out to events like ones on the environment or on particular issues is teaching them at a young age to, this is what we do in Canada. We get a vote. We get the right to hold, to have a view, to walk out of school and, you know, maybe face some consequences depending on the school. But that's a healthy thing. And I'm glad we live in a country where you can go out and protest. You can do something about things you disagree in. And teaching children that's part of our vibrant democracy, I believe could pay dividends when they turn 18 and start to actually exercise that right.
Right.